You can't. It's not yours. It's Ford's and it's private.
You know what? Fair enough. Let's wake Ford up. That might help.
Wake up, Ford.
Ooh.
Naturally, I tried to eat the satchel first.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Rather like trying to wake the dead.
Should we eat him then? He's dead.
I mean, if he's so asleep that we can't wake him up, then the only correct thing to do is consume him.
We didn't try to eat the robot.
Damn! Damn! We're gonna have to press the green button again, and if we eat the thumb device, then that should give us the power to hitchhike without needing the device, and nobody will be able to steal it because it'll be in
us.
Correct. Damn.
Well, can we stuff it in the hole?
Put thumb in hole. You can tell by my laughter that this is not going to work.
I really hope it doesn't work. It
doesn't fit through the hole.
How small is that hole?
It's very, very small. The babblefish, remember, fits in your ear.
Yeah, but...
And the dispenser is presumably aligned perfectly with the hole, probably because people dispensing babblefishes have been drilling a hole into that wall.
It was knee height.
Well, but no, like every time somebody orders a babblefish, it flies into the wall, and it's been slowly, busting its way through. Like, the hole in the wall is exactly babblefish size because it was a babblefish-made hole.
Let's put our ear against the hole.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
And then use our foot to press the button on the other side of the room.
Yes, exactly.
You'd never be able to push the dispenser button from there. You're getting close, though.
It's taking sympathy on us.
Yes.
Oh, the announcement is shorter this time.
No,
actually, you know, it's about the same.
Marginally. There is a hook above the hole.
What can we do with the hook?
What does one conventionally do with a hook? The kind of hook that's attached to a wall rather than a fishing hook.
Well, we put something on it.
You hang something on it. So what have you got other than the towel?
Can you just hang the dressing gown?
Hang dressing gown on hook.
That would do it. But then we won't have the fluff.
You'll have to remove dressing gown, hang dressing gown on hook. Of course, we might die in the process because we're taking so long.
We probably will.
The gown is now hanging from the hook, covering a tiny hole.
Let's press the button again, then. The dispenser button, specifically.
Yes, and let's not just press any old button. There's so many buttons around.
Then we'll get the engineer robot again and he'll kill us.
A single babblefish shoots out of the slot. It sails across the room and hits the dressing gown. The fish slides down the sleeve of the gown and falls to the floor, vanishing through the grating of the hitherto unnoticed drain.
Thanks, game. Let's put a towel over the drain.
Put towel over drain.
At least we know what to do now.
Oh my god.
What?
So we could try to hang the towel from the hook and watch it fail without getting it, but we can't put it over the drain. Anything that would actually work, we need to get it first.
That's at least good to know.
Oops! The towel completely covers the drain. Guards burst in and grab you and Ford, who come slowly awake. They drag you down the corridor to a large cabin where they strap you into large menacing chairs. Captain's quarters in the poetry appreciation chair. This is the captain. No. This is the cabin of the Vogon captain. You and Ford are strapped into poetry appreciation chairs. The captain is indescribably hideous, indescribably bloodery, and indescribably mid to dark green. He is holding samples of his favorite poetry.
Oh no. Well, we can't understand the poetry at this point, at least.
Yeah,
we
may
might survive.
I suggest... Well, that's true.
Yes.
That's I was going to say, may I suggest restoring and trying a bit harder to actually get the metalfish?
I just want to see what happens when you get the poetry. Without the...
Well, I think we're strapped into the chairs, so I don't think we can... I mean, we
can look at him, I guess.
No, I like the idea of just stealing his poetry. He's standing there, and we're like, we appreciate poetry so much, give it to us.
We're gonna take it.
Okay, let's, I mean, I'll bet if I look at Captain, it's pretty much gonna say what it already said. He's indescribably hideous, indescribably blubbery, and indescribably mid to dark green.
I guess the only thing that could happen is if we waited, he would read it. But then, yeah.
If he's going to read us his poetry, mutters Ford, sweating profusely, just pray he softens us up with some cudgels first. The Vogon captain says, "O begrøyosha dollar lirgep with tirb as fudsvip with arirb misente."
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Say beautiful.
That's bound to work. It's worked every other time.
Exactly.
I don't know the word beautiful. Gee, wow, this poor game.
Look at Ford.
He's here. He's not appreciating the poetry.
I can tell.
You see nothing special about Ford Prefect. The Vogon captain says, "All myth took on the foy flusits gimbegri of Ford Prefect jevop choir birba rgad."
Well executed. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's wait some more. Because everything seems to do this nothing, so let's just wait and listen to the poetry, I guess.
The Vogon captain says, "Orimber thou fudir bethaurkotun oimbar toir turefto sashukoskan."
Let's eat the Vogon captain.
Eat Vogon captain. He was indescribably disgusting, so he's food.
Exactly.
Stuffing the Vogon captain in your mouth would do very little help at this point. Ozergift squip would aquaziti squirm seftu verlirb.
This is starting to make more sense. I don't know what that means.
You're learning Vogonese. That's all that means.
Let's eat the poetry instead.
He can't read the poetry at us if we've eaten it.
We will become the poetry.
Doshel quick on Kravund tulp ulquir gefluve pirbekav quifodukri.
Something tells me this will go on for forever until we reload.
Yeah, we might be in a depressing infinite loop here. Let's go ahead and restore save 9.
Yeah. Oh boy. So I'm not going to bother with the switch, the atomic vector plotter, or anything like that. I'm going to look at the dispenser first.
Okay.
Because we need to get the fish to fail.
It happens.
To see
I saved
grit.
just before eating the peanut, so I'm just gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
So,
because I'm gonna bet we need to have failed the Babel fish thing twice at least to be able to see the drain on the floor to cover it.
Right. Yeah. So push dispense, and probably we're gonna have to fail once for it to go. Yeah. We're gonna have to fail.
Fail twice. Yeah.
Much failure is needed.
It's a text adventure game, of course it is.
Single Babel fish shoots out of the slot. It sails across the room in a small hole just under a metal hook. But if we remove our dressing gown...
Yes.
And...
Disembark dressing gown.
This isn't actually Zork. And it would just be disembark, not disembark dressing. You don't need an object there.
No, we just disembark everything.
Ford is falling asleep. We've got the Hitchhiker's Guide now. That seems, rather important, so I'm going to go ahead and save. Then I agree with your original suggestion. Let's go ahead. Oh, wait, we didn't.
Let's try without failing it the second time.
Let's try.
It says, let's try putting the towel over the drain or grate.
Oh, well, so we haven't pushed the dispenser button again yet.
Yeah.
So let's try pushing the dispenser. Let's try. I'm apparently sneezy today. Let's try putting the dispenser button. That'll definitely do exactly.
What do you want to put the button in?
I want to put it further into the dispenser. I want to, it's slightly outside of the dispenser. I want to put it further into the dispenser. Okay, so now there's a hitherto unnoticed drain. Let's get the towel. Let's put the towel on the drain.
See, towel essential.
And now I can foresee no way of this possibly failing. It's going to land on the towel once we push the dispenser button.
Of course it will.
A single Babel fish shoots out of the slot. It sails across the room and hits the dressing gown. The fish slides down the sleeve of the gown and falls to the floor, landing on the towel. A split second later, a tiny cleaning robot whizzes across the floor, grabs the fish, and continues its breakneck pace towards a tiny robot panel at the base of the wall. The robot zips through the panel and is gone.
So how do we deal with that?
How do we deal
save would be a good idea.
The robot and the robot panel that it steals your little thing into, your Babel fish.
It's my Babel fish. So where did it come from? Yeah, where did it come from?
That's a good I don't know where it came from. We only know where it went to. Yeah, it just whizzed across. I assume it came from the same panel, but I guess we don't know that.
Yeah, so now we need the Babelfish to get to hear what the switch says near the keyboard, so that's not anything we can do yet.
Yep. Certainly correct about that.
Can we move Ford in front of the panel? Just slide him in front of the thing?
Obviously we can. Why wouldn't we be able to do that? He's an object.
Yeah. Shove.
But it's a good thought. I mean, it didn't work, but it's a good thought.
Maybe if we use a different verb. Put Ford in front of panel. Drag Ford. I'm not sure. It's obviously not it, though.
I like drag Ford in front of panel. I like put Ford in front of panel. Since you don't even have Ford Prefect. Okay.
Take Ford Prefect.
Take Ford Prefect. First, we're going to put him in. This is a mush now. He's just going to be in our inventory. Not bloody likely.
Oh. What do we have in our inventory? We don't have much.
I just loaded. Here, there is a Ford in the corner, a glass switch. Oh, well, there's Ford's satchel. There's a thing. Oh! The thing your aunt gave us is back. Okay.
What?
It's just here. I don't know why, but it's here. It follows us around like a little jerk.
That's weird.
That's pretty strange. And in our inventory, we have No Tea, the Hitchhiker's Guide, the signaling device, a toothbrush, and a flathead screwdriver. And
well,
consulting the guide, I'm going to be momentarily concerned.
Why? That's a concerned noise.
Because reading the mail was not sufficient to pick up the mail. Like, way at the beginning of the game.
Do we need the mail?
We might need the mail at a certain point. We don't actually need the mail right now, but we might need the mail at a certain point.
We might have to do that.
We might have to, start kind of entirely over again.
And by me, I mean you.
Yes. Please hold. We're back.
Zork.
Well, it's not, but okay.
No, it's not, in fact. It's better than Zork.
It is better. And I think you'll agree that the puzzles have been better than Zork's puzzles, at least thus far.
They've at least been somewhat sensible.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's been a few places where I'm sure you would have gotten it eventually, but I sort of directed you a little bit just to not take too much time. But there's not there hasn't been anything where it's like no human being would ever, like, if you guess what this is, you need to check yourself in to an institution because
Stick at Rainbow.
Wave stick at Rainbow. Yeah. No, it's just wave stick. You don't even have to wave it at you just have to wave the stick in the right place. Anyway, we've gotten to the point where we put the towel on the dispenser, we push the dispenser button, and it, now went to the towel, and the cleaning robot took it and took it into a little panel in the wall. But also, I have in my inventory the mail.
Yes, which I believe you said doesn't do anything at this point.
We don't need it immediately, but it was a mistake not to take it.
Of course it was. So, exactly which point are we at here?
What I just said, we have dispensed it to the.
Okay, so this is after. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've already dispensed it twice. It's been handled by the cleaning room. We're at the exact same puzzle. Literally, the only difference is fewer moves have happened, and we have the mail.
So my obvious thought is that we want to have the engineer robot along when that little robot is doing something. Because he sticks around for a while.
The repair robot does stick around for a while, yeah. But I mean, nothing is wrong with that robot. It's doing its job. It cleans up.
Yeah, but I don't know, I thought he might do something with it. But that's right, it's working, so we need to make it not work.
Yeah, if anything, it'll repair it if we...
Yeah, so we don't want him there, in fact. That's a good point, yeah. Oh yeah, because that could be done anyway. That guy could be useful at some later point. Okay, so... can we look at the panel on the wall? The robot went into.
I'm gonna try to just look at panel.
Yeah. I'm expecting you to automatically translate to the more sensible command.
The panel, only a few inches high, is currently closed.
Can we put the guide up against the panel so he can't get through? Probably not.
Put guide on panel?
I guess?
Panel? Let's go with on panel.
It's not going to work, but...
Okay, the Hitchhiker's Guide is sitting in front of the tiny robot panel. Yeah, so let's push dispenser button. Again, I typed put dispenser button.
You do it again.
I can't, I don't know. I type put dispenser button, that's what I do.
Further inside the dispenser again, yeah.
Yeah, put it further into the dispenser, you twit. A single Babel fish shoots out of the slot, blah, blah, blah. Tiny cleaning robot whizzes across the floor, grabs the fish, continues at breakneck pace towards a tiny robot panel at the base of the wall. The robot zips around the Hitchhiker's Guide through the panel and is gone.
But it's not...
The Hitchhiker's Guide, it's a pretty small guide. It's a little bitty guidebook.
Measure guide.
I'm just going to give you a quick hint. The answer is not measure guide.
Oh. Okay. Do I for us see what we've done in our inventory?
Just to quickly check, we can certainly do that. We have the Hitchhiker's Guide, pocket fluff, the signaling device, i.e. the thumb, a loose pile of junk mail, a toothbrush, and a flathead screwdriver.
See, otherwise I would say put the mail against the panel, but obviously that's not relevant here, so that's not it.
Well, and also, if the guide was too small, I think the mail is not going to cut it.
I don't know how small the guide is. The panel was 1 inch high or something, wasn't it? Didn't it say?
Yeah, but the Hitchhiker's Guide, this is an electronic device. And remember, there was a whole period of time where advanced technology meant small, not big. Nowadays, it's like, oh, this is better because my phone is now too large for any human hand. Whereas then, like, if the Hitchhiker's Guide was roughly the size of one of your knuckles, then that's like, ooh, super advanced technology.
I mean, that's a good point. Can we smash the glass case? Is that a thing we can do? He's gonna go clean that and be distracted.
How about we well, okay, if that's the goal, then smash glass case. In case of emergency, break glass, that's how it is.
Englishman smash. We don't have any tea yet, so... Oh.
The hold of the Vogon ship is virtually undamaged by the explosion of the glass case. You, however, are blasted into tiny bits and smeared all over the room. Several cleaning robots fly in and wipe you neatly off the walls. So it did distract the cleaning robots. I mean,
it did, briefly.
You were on the right path for that. Unfortunately, you did kind of die in the process, which...
Well, that's fine. There's a satchel. We can't take the satchel. It didn't let us take that.
It didn't let us open the satchel.
Oh, can we just take the satchel and put that by the panel? If it lets us take it but not open it, I'm gonna kick the game.
It's not yours, but who cares? We can still take it. Put satchel.
Put satchel on panel then.
The thing is, remember, we had to take the satchel to try to open it. So we already knew we could take
true,
the satchel.
We did.
Now let's push the dispenser button.
Yeah, good guy.
A single babblefish, blah 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 blah. Sending the robot plows into the satchel, sending the babblefish flying through the air in a graceful arc. A small upper half of the room cleaning robot flies into the room, catches the babblefish.
What the?
Which is all the flying junk it can find, and exits.
All the flying junk it can find, eh? But we can't smash the glass. What else? What other junk do we have that could fly?
What other junk do we have that could fly? I mean, it's not like we have a paper airplane or something.
I mean, we do have the pocket fluff. I guess that could do it, but that's just gonna be immediately cleaned up. Is the thing around give us the paper airplane?
What?
No.
we let me just fold the only paper we have is the junk mail. So fold junk mail into paper airplane. That's bound to work.
Yeah, that.
I foresee.
That's not.
No way that this will not work. Oh, it didn't work.
Oh, it doesn't know the word fold. All the flying junk it can find.
All the flying junk it can find.
I don't think I understood a single word of that, robot.
So that parenthetical is very important.
I cannot understand what on earth you are saying. I'm going to try to... What's the flying junk? What could be flying junk?
Junk. Junk is important.
Junk mail? Are you going to... No.
What would you like me to do with the junk mail?
I mean, we can't just put it down on the floor.
It's not going to go flying if it's just on the floor, no.
Exactly.
So... How else are we going to make it... How are we going to make it fly, given the actions that we've seen?
Let's see. First items... Yeah, we don't know where any of the robots are coming from, so we can't, like, put the junk mail...
There's nothing to block on to actually stop them from getting into the room. But we do, if only there was some more... If we can make the junk mail be flying junk from where the Babelfish, to distract from the Babelfish, that is.
I mean, can we put the Babelfish in the dispenser slot?
I'm going to suggest you meant put junk mail in the dispenser slot.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I believe the answer is no, but we're about to find out.
It's gonna be no.
You can't see any?
What?
I'm 100% convinced that I can, you lying video game.
Can we not just put our hand over the slot and press the button?
So, where does the Babelfish go flying through the air? There are 2 points where it goes flying through the air.
It hits the dressing gown, yes.
So first off, it immediately goes flying through the air when it's spit out of the dispenser. But there's another point where it goes flying through the air too.
Oh, put the mail on the satchel.
Put junk mail on satchel. We can't open the satchel, but we can just make like a tower of garbage on it.
Which is apparently helpful. Okay, now let's eject the Babelfish.
Push dispenser button. It's getting there, but I think that's acceptable. Like that's
it's not Zork level yet.
No. The robot plows into the other satchel, sending the Babelfish flying through the air in a graceful arc, surrounded by a cloud of junk mail. Another robot flies in and begins madly collecting the cluttered plume of mail. The Babelfish continues its flight, landing with a loud squish in your ear.
Oh, I wanted to try to eat the Babelfish once we had it.
You had to, turn your head and get your mouth in the right position. I mean, we can type the words. I don't know what'll happen.
Yeah.
I can tell you we're not going to eat it. That is not what's going to happen. Something's happening.
What?
Oh, yeah, see.
Oh.
No matter what you type, yeah, this just always happens.
Oh, no, it's actually a random thing that we actually said.
Well, yeah, so it's no matter what you say, this is going to happen.
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
Maybe it'll only happen if you give it a command it doesn't like, since it's only happened with commands it didn't like before, but I think that's just a
I would assume so.
Stop destroying small galaxies. That's not cool.
Oh, it's fine. That's terrible. Okay, so what's the next?
Babelfish. So
well, it would be delicious.
So I'm just we did this before. You pushed the switch and it gave you something that we couldn't understand.
Yeah, we couldn't hear. Now we can hear it. Of course, he announced. Yeah.
A recording plays. To open the case, type in the first word from the second verse of the captain's current favorite poem. Warning, an incorrect input will cause the case to explode.
Oh, that's dramatic and scary. See, problem is, we haven't heard that yet.
No. But it's, good information to open the case, type in the first word of the second verse of the captain's current favorite poem. That's good information. That's good to know. I'm going to actually write...
Save.
I will consider saving, but I'm going to write down first word of second verse of favorite poem.
Favorite
poem. And... there we go.
Now, how did we get from this point to having the poem read to us?
Just time.
Eat Ford Prefect.
Just trying to eat Ford Prefect a few times. All we did was sit around and try to munch on our friend because he was there.
Yep. Well, he may as well be dead. He's so sleepy.
An announcement is coming over the ship's intercom.
Oh.
This is the captain. The Babelfish, for some reason, when it his voice was this voice before, but now it's something about the Babelfish translation. My instruments show that we picked up a couple of hitchhikers. I hate freeloaders, and when my guards find you, I'll have you thrown into space. On second thought, maybe I'll read you some of my poetry first. Repeating.
let's wait some more or try to eat something else.
Let's eat the dispenser. That seems I'm very hungry and
dispense it into our belly.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't have had any of that complication if we had just eaten the entire dispenser. This is the captain. Somehow it's the same message, even though it was clearly different before.
No, that's cheap.
Yeah, anyway, that's pretty annoying.
Eat guide.
I tried to eat
could just
satchel,
wait, but that's not as fun.
No. You must try to eat everything. Repeating.
Yeah, but it's just the same thing.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, maybe the Babel fish. Maybe it's subtle differences in connotation, but now that we have the Babel fish, it all translates to the same. Hey, we've been strapped down to some chairs.
Oh
no. I would suggest we try to eat. Let's look at the things we looked at before.
Yes. Yeah.
We looked at the captain. We looked at the chairs. I think we looked at Ford, but it was like there's nothing special about Ford.
I don't think we looked at the chair, but we did look at Ford. Yeah.
It's empty, not counting you. What voice?
What?
Oh, yeah. If he's going to read us his poetry, mutters Ford, sweating profusely, just pray he softens us up with some cudgels first. Wait.
Yeah, it was very light and...
it was this boy. It was Mickey Mouse, basically. But no, I'm going to go back with the... Hello, hitchhikers, begins the Vogon captain. I've decided to read you a verse of my poetry.
Oh, no.
So... obviously, as we're tied up, there's not a lot we can do. Ah, dang.
That didn't even count as a move.
No, it only counts if it understands it.
Well, sometimes.
You begin to get a sore throat. Oh, freddled grunt bugly, thy nectarations are to me.
Groan.
We need the...
Weep.
I went with cry. That's not okay either. I'll try weep. First word...
If it did no cry, I'd kind of doubt it.
The first word of the second verse.
Oh.
I don't know the word weep. I want to keep searching for...
Sing!
There we go. We can sing. Let's sing a bit.
Singing can be sad.
No. So these are poetry appreciation chairs we're in.
Yes, naturally.
So I'm going to appreciate the poetry. I'm just out of verbs. If you wanted to enjoy the poetry, just type that. As plurdles gabbled blotchets on a lurgid bee.
Is this the second?
This is the second verse. The first word is as. But is this his favorite poem?
Yeah, it's his poetry, not necessarily his favorite.
Right. But if we maybe enjoy the poetry as it suggested. Yeah. I don't know if we actually need to enjoy poetry, but it does suggest.
Let's try enjoying it. Yeah.
You realize that, although the Vogon poetry is indeed astoundingly bad, worse things happen at sea and, in fact, at school. With an effort for which Hercules himself would have patted you on the back, you grit your teeth and enjoy the stuff. Group, I implore thee, my founting, turling drums. I think... Okay, so I think the hint to that is that the poetry will kill you if you don't enjoy it, and it'll say, you know, if only you enjoyed it more. So that's probably hinted better than me just typing appreciate poetry.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do, so let's just wait. Let's just
enjoy
more poetry.
Let's listen.
And hooptiously strangle me with crinkly bindle wordles, or I will rend thee in the gobberworts with my blubber crunching. See if I don't!
I don't know what that accent is, but...
It's just this! I'm not trying to do an accent.
You looked like you enjoyed my poem. I think I'll read the next verse also.
I thought that said
Elsa. I'm just guessing because I already typed enjoy poem, but I think that he would have said, it doesn't look like you enjoyed my poem, so I won't read
and then he'd go on to his favorite.
Right, and so...
To try...
Well, no. So, like, this is his favorite poem, but if we hadn't enjoyed it, he wouldn't read the next verse, and we need the second verse.
Maybe.
I'm just guessing, but...
But then maybe it is the other way around, that if we didn't enjoy it, he said, oh, I'll give you something you'll really enjoy and read you my favorite.
Right, I don't know.
Bleem, miserable vengeance. Bleem, forever messed English asunder frapped.
Bleem. Bleem is probably
Bleem is the word.
First word of second verse.
As in the old emulator.
Yeah, the commercial emulator.
Fantastic.
I mean, we're still tied to chairs, so it's not that okay.
Fripping Leisha's Wimguns, a Wilt's Moon Gravenly Cornblitz.
Can we just die at this point?
If I just typed die, and if it lets me die, I'm going to be real upset with you. Never say die!
I mean, that's what we would want, isn't it?
Gashi Morphosite, thou expungious cupisk.
Kupisk.
Kupisk.
These are words.
Gerund without etude, form into formless bloit. Why not then?
Moose. Moose. This is so much better when we can actually understand it.
Since you have somehow managed to survive 2 verses of my poetry, I have no choice but to space you. Guards!
A guard grabs you and Ford and drags you towards the hold. Ford whispers, "Don't worry, I'll think of something." We're back in the Vogon hold, the exact same Vogon hold we were in before. The guard releases you and Ford and begins cycling the air in the airlocks. "Hey guard," shouts Ford, "do you really enjoy this sort of thing? Shouting, stomping around, shooting people? Is it really a fulfilling career?"
Well, I guess now we go to the keyboard and type in the word.
Okay,
Bleem.
type Bleem.
On keyboard, probably.
Well, there's only one keyboard.
Use key button.
Well, so here's the thing. Oh, that's okay. This is annoying. I don't know. So this feels almost like a bug. I don't know. I'm just gonna type this. It has to be. It has to. And this might have been our problem before too. It has to be like this.
Well,
This, okay. I would have to look at the, like, manual for this game. It could very well be that it makes it clear that in this sort of situation...
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
That's weird.
Whatever. Anyway, the thing that was in the glass case was the plotter.
I'm not exactly... Look at plotter then. Let's see what it does.
Look at Pluter.
Pluter.
Pluter. The Pluterflugen.
Exactly.
The atomic vector plotter has a small receptacle and a long dangly bit. It bears a small label which reads, "Another fine product of the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation." Ford continues to try to talk the guard into a sudden career change. We're on a timer here.
We have to tug the dangly bit. It may be unwise.
I'm gonna suggest, so we should, probably do something to do with the plotter, but also there's stuff in the room and you're always just ignoring the stuff in the room.
Okay, let's look at the stuff in the room again.
There should be at least the things we put in the room.
There should be.
There is a Ford Prefect, a satchel, the case, the vector. Didn't we get the... Oh, we only looked at the... Ooh, we only looked at the plotter. We didn't get the
we
plotter.
didn't take it, yeah.
Oh, that's bad. The dispensing machine. Yep. So, my point was just that we left a bunch of crap here. We left our gown. We left our
yeah, let's take out all that stuff. That'll be a very bloody good idea, yeah.
I'm going to see if get all works. I don't know if this game...
Probably not.
...does get all... Oh!
Hey!
Ew.
Oh.
We're holding too much already.
Well, we can drop something and put the gown on, then take it, then we'll be fine.
So I'm concerned due to the fact that we're on a clock here. This might end up not working out because we're on a clock. But
yeah.
And I'll note we didn't even take the plotter.
Yeah, we could. It wasn't even an option apparently.
No.
That's weird.
Probably because it's in the case. So
we haven't opened
like
the case yet.
Well, no, we opened the case, but just like in Zork, if you get all, it'll try to get the case, not the thing in the case.
Right. Yeah.
So, my question to myself is, what is in our inventory taking up all of this extra space?
Yeah, that doesn't...
I haven't saved in a while, so we're fine. You have no tea. Oh, I should have dropped the no tea. Towel, a satchel, a Vavelfish in your ear, that thing, which your aunt gave you that you don't know what it is, the Hitchhiker's Guide, pocket fluff, an electronic sub-ether signaling device, a toothbrush, a flathead screwdriver, and the guard says, well, all things considered, I guess I like being a guard, especially the shouting. Resistance is useless, and he throws us into the airlock and closes the door.
Oh. That sounds like a problem.
That sounds a little bit like a problem. I think maybe I'll just restore the save.
We should definitely still ask the guide about the plotter, though.
Oh, that's right. We haven't been I'll bet the guide is helpful on several of these things.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So, when we last were at save 15, we tried to eat everything until they took us into... But I think now is the opportunity to get all and then worry about this when we've got plenty of moves left.
I mean, or we could just type in the word. That might work.
Words are for... Well, no, because it does randomize.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll probably be different this time.